Hello, my name is Mr. Fabulous. Thanks for clicking on the video. What you're about to watch is a game called The Beginner's Guide. It's a bit of a different game. It starts off kind of slow, but I really want to stress that it's important to watch it all. And right off the bat, I want to say it's worth it to watch it all. It's a really awesome game. Makes you ask a lot of interesting questions. It deals with the progression of games by a guy called Coda. And it kind of just gives you an inside look into a mind of someone who's perhaps dealing with depression, self-confidence issues, fear of failure, things like that. And it's a really amazing ride. I think you'll enjoy it. The full game is about an hour and a half, so I'm breaking this up because I really want people to see all of it. So without further ado, this is The Beginner's Guide. Hope you enjoy.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011.
Okay.
We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff. And his work pointed me in a very powerful direction.
Oh, hey, what's
I
up,
found
bro?
it to be a good reference
I'm
point
good.
for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here.
I got the sniffles.
So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveyWreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
I hadn't heard it was sad. So yeah, this is The Beginner's Guide. I don't know much about it. I saw some of it. I saw like first 30 seconds of it, but it's just kind of gonna be a thing. It's gonna be an experience. We're gonna go through it together.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Let me know if the sound's okay. Is there enemies to kill? I have a gun. I don't have an ammo meter though.
Security hold reached. Hostile alien life form inbound.
Aliens? Just like Halo?
It kind of looks like this game was abandoned mid-development.
Is this the
For
door?
instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there
Why
are
does
supposed
E
to be
shoot the gun
monsters
too?
or enemies somewhere.
That's weird.
But then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets.
I'll run out
But
of
ultimately,
bullets?
we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the
Hold
way
on.
that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games
can't
for
spell
what
my
they
name.
are, rather than for what they're not.
Okay, what is it?
Begin ship evacuation.
It seems pretty half-baked. Am I supposed to go somewhere? Or are you just going to keep talking? Am I supposed to go out here? What is this? Ooh.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Look at that. That's cool. Oh. Alright.
Apparently, this space station has a labyrinth on it.
What?
Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time,
shit.
I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Oh. Well, that's kind of cheating, but
Okay,
alright.
this is the part that's interesting.
I'll take it.
The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Okay, what is the whisper machine? Is it important? Is it science? Oh, is that the whisper machine?
You there, in the engine room. You
Me?
can save us all.
I could?
That beam is powering a whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives,
Thank you. Who was?
would you do it?
Oh, thank you for the followers. Yeah. Wait, so I have to throw my body into this beam, right? You know, the obvious solution. All right, here we go. Ah! Hello?
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
So let's do it again. I believe. Really? What? Why are we flying?
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a
This is
glitch,
pretty.
but Coda identifies something human about it.
I get actually
like
down at the
how
bottom
small
of
it
that.
makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic
That
system.
labyrinth.
Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place,
try and solve it
juxtaposed
really quick.
against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that
I found
after
it.
making
Just
this,
go around the outer edge.
something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Okay. All right, now who wants to play? Hi, sir. Nick. Are you guys? Oh, whoa. Hi, sir. What are you doing down there? Killed him by landing on him. Dope. Okay. I hope I was supposed to go down here.